All right. Good morning, everybody. Big waves to you. Good to see you. So we have no birthdays today, but I just want to, I know one tomorrow. So I want to put a little bug in everybody's ears. If you know Tracy Turnberg, um, maybe let him know how old he's getting tomorrow. Okay. His birthday is tomorrow. So anyway, me and him might go back and forth a little bit, but good to see everybody. Hope you're having a good Thursday. We are making it, coming in strong. If any of you late shoppers are out there, you better get busy. You better get busy. I stepped off in it yesterday and wow, town will make you run away right now. So the word for today, though, while you're out shopping and running and ripping, is giving. Giving. So again, we were trying to look for some words that surrounded Christmas, the holidays, but the word giving is something I think we all love. If you look at the definition, it's providing love or other emotional support, caring. But here's the beautiful thing about giving is it makes us happy. It makes us happy. I mean, would you all agree that you give somebody a gift, you walk away really probably without a doubt more blessed than the person you give the gift to. It just makes you very happy. And even research, if you'll go research the word giving, giving leads to greater happiness for the giver. Like it's so interesting how that is that the more you give, it's like it almost is like a drug. Like I want to do more of that because of the way it makes me feel. I came across this, and it's been studied a lot, but scientists found that those who spent money on others, even though they had the option to spend it on themselves, were so much more happier. So I went with this morning, really simple, power of giving. Number one, it obviously helps the person you're giving it to, okay? Even if it's a pair of socks, you appreciate those pair of socks when your socks have a hole in them and you find that new pair of socks somebody gave you. That was my attempt for humor. Okay, number two, giving inspires giving. Like when people see you give, you never know who's looking. You never know who's looking. I got to say this, I'm not patting myself on the back, but I am grateful for a great mentor that taught me that there's times when you're in the grocery line and there might be that opportunity. He's like, if the opportunity strikes you to give. Don't question it. And so it wasn't that long ago, I was in a coffee shop and it just struck me. I mean, it was a couple of bucks, but the person behind me, I just said, I want to get their coffee too. And so I bought the coffee. It was a couple of days later, a gentleman, I was at the gym and a gentleman said, hey, I saw you the other day buy that cup of coffee for that gentleman behind you. That was awful nice. So it truly, you never know who's watching, and giving does inspire others to give. Giving cultivates self-worth. I say this all the time, like one of the fun things about making money and wanting to make more money is like you realize if giving's fun and it's an adrenaline rush and it's almost like a drug, right? You want to do more of it, then it's like, man, I want to go make more money where I can give more, you know? It's just, because at the end of the day, and the last thing, the power of giving, it makes you happy. Like, I can't say it enough that giving makes us super happy people. So, Andrea, that I know it was super short, but that was my thought around giving.
Well, I love this. And this is something that is a lot of fun. So I think I've talked about it before, that it is the most selfish thing that we do is help somebody else because it's amazing. So the quote that I found, Mother Teresa, so it's got to be a good one. And it says, it's not how much we give, but how much we put into giving. And I think sometimes that can be a good reminder as, isn't it crazy? I don't know anybody else experiencing this as your kids grow up. And it used to be when they were little, you would spend not a lot of money and the whole room would be filled with presents because everything that they wanted was like big, a dollhouse or whatever, right? And now I feel like you spend $1 billion and it's this much under the Christmas tree. And sometimes we can look at what we're giving and we think, oh, that's not enough. I wasn't generous enough. I didn't do enough because it doesn't look enough, but we're doing plenty. So what I looked into is, and because you guys know I always have to take a little side note, but what we can give that doesn't cost a dime. So we can walk around feeling like a billionaire because we are given. What can we give that isn't going to cost us a penny? So first of all, kindness. Just like Coach talked about, find somebody to bless with just a little bit of kindness. I love smiling at the extra grumpy people in like a Walmart or a Target. Like I was actually in a Walmart yesterday. It was insanity. Like it was it was really exciting in there. And there was this older gentleman, and you could tell that he was very frazzled and did not want to be in there, and gave him a big smile, and he kind of shrugged and smiled back. And I thought, well, there's just a little bit of kindness. When somebody gives that to me, then I feel so much better. And, smile at the mom that's got the kid throwing themselves back in the shopping cart. Anybody remember those days where you're pushing a shopping cart and you've got this little, and they would throw themselves back in the shopping cart because they just did not want to be in there anymore. And you did not want to be there with them anymore. And it was like, okay, let's get out of here. But smile at that mom. Oh my gosh, we've all had those days, whether it's a small little thing of, buying that person the coffee or, tipping a little bit extra or whatever it may be, it creates this positive ripple where their day's a little bit better, your day's a little bit better, and it just fosters a little bit more compassion in this beautiful world of ours. Next is empathy. We can give our empathy, our understanding, our sharing of feelings, our connection with anyone. And that just helps build that sense of connection and that sense of community. And again, it just feels good, right? It feels good when somebody says, oh, I understand you. I get you. I've been there. I've felt that way. Doesn't it feel good to us? And we can give that gift to others. Next is our time. So volunteer your time to those that need it. And that could be at the animal shelter or in the community center or the retirement home, but it also could be on the phone with a girlfriend that's going through a hard time. It could also be just making sure that you have an extra meal with your folks, even if you really don't want to, right? You're like, I am so busy. It's such a busy time of year, but I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have that extra cup of coffee or that extra meal with whomever it may be. Just give them a little bit of time and your attention while you're doing it. Next is ourselves. When we actually share our authentic self with other people, that can absolutely help us share our mess, which could be a huge gift of comfort to somebody else. That they're not perfect, I'm not perfect, neither of us need to be. And that also creates connection with their, all of our imperfections. Number 5 is encouragement. When we offer those words of encouragement and support, it absolutely can inspire others and be a huge gift. And I think about the different times that I've had, a little text message that's, hey, great lesson today. Or, hey, you did a good job. Or an atta girl, that pat on the head. What that does to my day, that gift that is received, it's such a blessing. Next is forgiveness. And this is a gift that goes both ways, right? Many of them do. But when we forgive somebody else and we let go of those grudges, we get a lighter heart, which is a gift for us. But it also creates healing and harmony in our relationships. And it helps us on both, a personal level and overall when we can just give a little bit of kindness everywhere, or a little bit of forgiveness. Next is education. So Dr. Bob's got incredible information, He could probably give us the best way. Do I brush up and down, or do I brush in a circle? Do I floss before I brush my teeth, or am I supposed to floss after I brush my teeth? I don't know, right? But he could share that education with all of us, and we'd have happier teeth and gums because of it. We all are educated in different ways. And if we can share those gifts of information with other people, that's a way that we can bless their lives. Next is compassion. So being compassionate involves caring for others, even in difficult circumstances, and working towards reducing suffering for somebody else. And that is a huge gift that we can give. Next is respect. So treat everyone with respect, every single human. And, I can be guilty of this. I don't know if anybody else wants to admit it. I don't really want to admit it, but I am, because I started talking. But I can be walking down the street and maybe I see a homeless person and I avert my eyes. I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to make my eye contact. I'm just going to look over here. And it's like, well, that's a human being sitting right there that deserves my respect and my compassion and my empathy, and maybe even a gift in some other way. So give everyone respect. Practice giving out that respect, even when in those moments that maybe it might feel a little bit scary or intimidating, but they deserve that respect in every moment. And then lastly, our positive influence. So that's a gift that we can give. So if we try to be a positive role model, not in all things and not every day, but just try to make good choices and be a positive role model, influence others with maybe optimism or making good choices, or in our health, all of that can give the gift of hope and possibility to others. So thank you for this one. And I appreciate the heads up for the song tomorrow, Coach. That was really, really good.
Absolutely. And since we're talking about giving, I'll stick my address in here. Feel free to any donations payable to Brent Palmer. So I do want to encourage everybody tonight. Andrea Rosser's Wednesday Night Wisdom. Even if you're not in our company, message her, get it. We've actually, a good friend of ours wrote a book called The Magical Power of Three. Cynthia is the author of this book will be on as a guest with Andrea Rosser tonight. And Cynthia is going to be talking about going into the new year and some things around it. This book's The Roadmap to Success, Wealth, and Happiness. Great read. But Cynthia will be on, and it would be something well worth your time to tune into. So that'll be tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time Zone. We love you guys. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.
Have a
Thank you,
wonderful
guys.
day,
Yeah, great
everybody.
job.
Thank you.
Love the word.